Brahmaji says, Vedaihi anekaihi ahameva vedyaha. Through all the different Vedas, I am the one who has to be known. So the purpose of the study of the Veda is ultimately to realize the self. Though Veda has so many other aspects, one can learn many things, apply, there are rituals, one can attain heaven, one can attain prosperity, progeny, popularity, so many things one can attain. There are various reasons why people use the Veda, but the ultimate purpose is Vedaihi anekaihi aham eva. I alone am to be known. And Bhagavan says, Vedanta Krit, who is the creator of this? So Bhagavan has revealed the Vedas. Vedas are not human compositions. The compilation is done by Bhagavan Vedavyasji in the form of book. Otherwise, Veda is knowledge. And Vedavyasji, that's why Vyasa literally means a compiler. Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa is his name. Krishna Dvaipayana, because he was dark in color and he was born on an island. So his name is Krishna Dvaipayana. And then when he compiled the Vedas, Vyasa and Veda, so Veda Vyasa, he got the another title. So he is only a compiler. And anyway, we revere Vedavyasji also as the avatar of Vishnu, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. The author is Bhagavan himself. So Vedanta Krit. Which portion of the Veda should I study to realize the absolute truth? What was said here, Ahameva Vedya, that is Vedant. And who is the creator of Vedant? Bhagavan says, I am. Vedanta Krit. Vedavid Eva Chaham. Who is the real knower of the Veda? Also is Bhagavan. Like we saw last time, the dream character can never realize the waker. The dream character disappears. The waker only realizes the waker. So I, the Jiva, will never be able to realize consciousness. Why? Because I am only the consciousness. Identified with one equipment, I have forgotten who am I. If I drop that identification, I'll come back to who am I. So who knows the truth? Truth knows the truth. Sounds very strange to us. If truth knows the truth, then why am I doing anything? The problem is I've forgotten I am the truth. And I'm thinking I am this Mr. So and so who has now to become the truth. So Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. Na punya pape mama nasti nashaha. So there is no punya and papa for me. Karta who is there, that karta will have punya and papa. Punya and papa is very interesting. Is the punya and papa, they are the results of our karma phala. Depending on the motive of the action, the person attains. If the motive has been good, then the punya. If motive has been bad, then that's the papa. General principle. They are called adrishta phala, so one may not immediately see the result. But because of that, sometimes one thinks that there is no immediate result. But that is not true. There is an immediate result also. The moment an action is done, there is a visible result, there is an invisible result. Drishta and adrishta. So if I tell a lie, the moment I tell a lie, the invisible result will be, there will be a split in the personality. There will be as Gurudev would say, your intellect will tell your mind, what are you doing? Why are you saying this? You know this is not right. To others, it is not visible. But inside if I am alert, I will immediately know. Same way, if some good action I do, help somebody poor or help somebody who has any other physical challenges or need some money or need some help in study, whatever it may be, emotional comfort. At the moment I do, there is a feel good factor within. The punya of that, what merit it will create and what the result of that merit will be, how that merit is utilized, that will happen later. Sometimes it will happen now, sometimes it will happen later, but immediate result will definitely be there. So nobody can say that a person does bad and gets away with it, and person does good and doesn't get the result. Adrishta, when it has to come, it will come. But the drishta is experienced here. As long as karta is there, punya and papa is there, and punya and papa is what will determine. The Puranas, they say that if punya becomes more than the papa, then the person goes to heaven, if that's what the person wants. Generally, one desires to go to heaven. So one is doing a lot of good karmas. One may say, I don't have desire for heaven, Swamiji, but one wants to go to some other country, travel, enjoy, have a luxurious lifestyle, stay in some seven-star hotel, whatever. One wants enjoyment, comfort, luxury, that's all is heaven. So, punya, if it is more, one will go to heaven. If papa is more than punya, then one will go to hell. Meaning, predominantly it is papa, then one will go to hell. Then whatever punya is there, one will go to heaven also for it. Same way, one who has predominant punya will go to heaven, but whatever papa is there, then one will come to hell also. So it's not that net balance is done and then one will go only to heaven or only to hell. No, no. Each karma's result one has to face. There is no debit credit setting off. 100 punyas and 60 papas. 160 karmas have been done, 160 karma phalas have to be exhausted. It will not be that 60 papa karma phala and 100 punya karma phala, so the net balance is only 40, exhaust only 40. No, that will not happen. If punya and papa become equal, then the person is born here. Now somebody says if punya and papa is equal, then how is so much variety in the human beings? If everybody has come here, then why somebody is more evil, somebody is less evil, somebody is very, very good? That is because of the combination of the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, point one. Point two, when that is manifesting, we don't know. Human body has been got to exhaust certain prarabdha karma. But in that prarabdha karma, what is manifesting? That is not necessarily the same. So whatever karma that jiva has done, based on that, jiva is manifesting it here. And the combination of sattva, rajas and tamas, all this creates enough and more variety. Somebody is born a human and goes through a lot of struggle. But in that struggle, one finds manifests one potential also. For other people, it is a struggle. One may say, oh, what a difficult time, what a difficult time. But that person is going through it because inspired. So the third point is perception. What we perceive as struggle and comfort. Somebody who is just enjoying completely, we think, oh, what a nice life. And somebody who is going through a lot of difficulties, it's a very difficult life. It may be exactly opposite. That person who is going through all comforts, etc., is exhausting away the punya karma and creating more vasanas, indulgent vasanas. The person who is struggling hard, exhausting away negative karmas, or even the punya karma to rise from where one is to higher and higher levels, finding the joy in the struggle. So perception also matters. So there are many factors. But the point is, all this applies to whom? To the karta. Punya and papa applies to the karta. If I am the akarta, there is no punya and papa in me. That's what he says here. Na punya pape mama. Na asti nashaha. There is no destruction also for me. Gurudev used to say that one is a, so different levels of destruction are there. One is the physical destruction that will happen. So through air, fire, water, earth, four ways destruction can happen. Infinite consciousness is beyond the five elements. The next mantra will also say that. So they can't destroy the consciousness. That is the ultimate cause. Effect can't destroy the cause. Effect can get destroyed, it will go back into cause. But cause can't be destroyed. Pot will be destroyed, it will go back to mud. Mud can't be destroyed. So one is that destruction which is physically possible. Other is the subtler forms of destruction. Somebody's reputation is destroyed, somebody's good name is destroyed, somebody has a, you know, heartbreak in a relationship, so the emotions get hurt and the person feels shattered. So different levels of destruction are there. But again, they will be at the physical level, emotional level, intellectual level. But at the spiritual level of the self, there is no destruction. Why? Because that is partless, nameless, formless, attributeless, beyond body, mind, intellect. And there's nothing to destroy it. Na punya pape mama nasti nashaha. So if one meditates on this, there is no nasha for me. Deep down, our notion is I am born and I am going to die. And one of the fears will be the underlying fear will be fear of death. If somebody says, no, I am prepared for death, I know the body has become old, one day it is going to die, I'm waiting, actually, I don't want to live in this. But I don't want painful death. Let me pass away peacefully. So then there is that attachment. So one will have that notion, I am this body. So body is old, body will die away. Somebody dies with anxiety, somebody dies peacefully, but identification with the body remains. When one contemplates, Mama Nasti Nashahat, there is no destruction to me. Why? I am infinite consciousness. Destruction happens through so many ways. Every single moment, destruction is actually happening or not. So, death is only the culmination of that physical destruction. Otherwise, every moment there is so much of cells and various things are changing within the body. Mind also, one thought comes, another thought comes, first thought is destroyed, next thought has come. Continuously that is happening. One who says, I am the Sakshi, I am the witness, I am observant of all this, I am not affected by all this, then there is no destruction. So, na mama nasti nasha, na janma deha indriya buddhir asti. There is no janma, so nasha na asti and then na janma. When will there be no nasha? When there is no janma. That which is born has to die. That which will die will have to be reborn. In the Gita, Bhagavan says that Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu. That which is born will have to die. And that which is dead will again be reborn. So at a jiva level, we understand this very clearly. Because jiva does certain amount of karmas and then drops the body. But then there is a karmic residue which is left. To exhaust that, another body. So he was born, he lived, then he died, again he will be reborn, again he will live, again create karmic bondage, again die, again reborn. This cycle will go on. But this applies even at matter level. When they say matter is indestructible, only it will change form. So the seed will become the plant, plant will become the tree will become the wood will become the furniture, furniture suppose catches fire, then it will become ash, again it will become some plant. This will go on. That which is born will have to die, that which is dead will be again reborn. So at a gross level as well as a subtle level, both for both these levels this is applicable. Jiva level one will keep changing new bodies. And at physical level, the form disintegrates, another form is made from it. So five elements. When he says na janma and na nashaha, that does not apply to these two. If I identify with the BMI, janma and mrityu is real. But if I say no, I am not the BMI, I am infinite consciousness alone, then no janma for me, then no vikara and then no mrityu also. Na janma deha indriya buddhi rasti. There is no deha, na janma, so no deha. Swamiji, I thought three bodies we have. All those are illusory, they are not real. It is like saying that I am the cloth. And now winter is there, some people go to very cold places and all that, and layers of clothes are there. To say that I have a body is like saying I am these layers of clothes. You are not the layers of clothes. You are the one who is wearing those, and you will use it because it is cold, and then you will drop it. Same way, Upanishad is saying, why are you thinking you are the coat? You are not the coat. You are the indweller. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam. Dehe sarvasya bharata. The indweller who is using this, that is nitya. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam. Indestructible, imperishable. And where is that? Dehe sarvasya bharata. In all the bodies. Not only human, every single jiva, the Dehi is immortal, meaning it is infinite consciousness alone in its pure form. But identified with that body, one has I called oneself as a jiva, Mr. So and so. Now for that Mr. So and so, there will be Janma and Mrityu. New bodies the Mr. So and so will take. And the physical body literally also will have death. But for consciousness, there is no body, there is no change, there is no death. Na Janma, Deha, na Indriya and Buddhi Rasti. There is no senses also and there is no Buddhi also. Last one I identify with Swamiji. Buddhi nahi hai. Not like that. Buddhi is there in this equipment. I am not that Buddhi. So I am not the Indriya. So the craving of the Indriya is not my craving. The extrovertedness of the Indriya is not my extrovertedness. Buddhi is success, Buddhi is failure, Buddhi is achievements, Buddhi is values, Buddhi is ideals, goals. None of them belong to me. Please remember again, this is last step, contemplation. One drops everything. Even the attitude I am a sadhak is kept by the buddhi, that also will drop. I am not a sadhak also. I am that which is already there, siddha. Consciousness alone I am. So this doesn't mean that I can eat anything, drink anything, say anything, do anything, become ambitionless or become highly ambitious. Identification, it is there. So long as it is there, I have to act in that way as a sadhak with carefulness, caution, alertness. In Nididhyasan, one drops all attachments, all, not attachments, I should say, identifications with the buddhi, with the indriya, with the mind, with the body. So, na janma deha indriya buddhi rasti, and na deha meaning we said no gross body, subtle body, and no causal body also. Vasanas don't belong to us. Ignorance, I am not ignorant. Na deha means that no sukshma sharira, no karan sharira also. Sthul sharir, sukshma sharir, karan sharir. No deha. Ramana Maharshi always said that the subtlest obstacle to realization is the thought that I am ignorant. Who is ignorant? Enquire. He would always say enquire. Enquire into who is ignorant. Ignorance is in the intellect that I don't know the truth. How do I know that I don't know the truth? That awareness which illumines this thought that I don't know the truth, I am ignorant, is you. So that's why the Kenopanishad said, Avijñātam vijānatam, vijñātam avijānatam. not that one, sorry, the earlier, the different mantra which says that न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाक् गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मः न विजानीमः यथैतदनुशिष्यात् अन्यदेव तद्विदिताद् अतो अविदितादधि. Anyadeva tadviditad. It is other than the known and beyond the unknown. Meaning, what is that unknown? That is vasanas and ignorance. What is known is the realm of buddhi, I know. And what I don't know, that also I know. So it is beyond both the known and the unknown. Intellect knows something, intellect doesn't know something. Consciousness enlivens both the thoughts of knowledge and ignorance. Then the knowledge that arises, Brahma Vidya that arises is where? It arises in the buddhi. That knowledge will destroy the ignorance of the self, which is in the buddhi. Atma is not affected. But what will happen with that when that ignorance is destroyed? The truth stands revealed as it is. Till now one was thinking I am the body, that was the ignorance. That ignorance is gone. Like Amitabh Bachchan thinks that he is a beggar. While he is a beggar, he is Amitabh Bachchan, he is a multi-billionaire already. The knowledge that he is Amitabh Bachchan will destroy the ignorance that is Amitabh Bachchan. That did not produce the fact that he is Amitabh Bachchan. What happened then? False notion got destroyed. That is what will happen with the Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan. False notion that I am the Jiva, I am the Deha, I am ignorant will all go through this Nididhyasan. Na Janma, Deha, Indriya, Buddhi, Rasti. I don't have Janma, I don't have body, I don't have Indriya, I don't have Buddhi. What is the practical implication of this? I don't have to be carried away by their sense hungers and emotional confusions and intellectual estimation of myself. At a relative level, yes, I know this is a role I am playing and do whatever has to be done. But I'm not this. While transacting in the world itself, one part of our buddhi can be that, yeah, I'm a sakshi of observing all this. I'm not any of these roles. Then, na janma deha indriya buddhi rasti. Now, when a person in the state of contemplation has withdrawn the attention, so the last line can also be this. See, all these mantras, one can withdraw the attention of the mind and then contemplate. One will enter into samadhi. Because if all withdrawal happens from all the things, from the body, from the prana, from the mind, from the intellect, from the ahankar, then where am I? I'm not in a shunya. One is in a samadhi avastha where literally the world has disappeared. Earlier it was said that etasmat jayate pranaha khammano buddhirevacha. From this consciousness, the five elements have been, they have appeared. Now it is said, in me there are no five elements. See the next mantra. न भूमिरापो न च वह्निरस्ति न चानिलो मेस्ति न चाम्बरं च एवं विदित्वा परमात्मरूपं गुहाशयं निष्कलमद्वितीयम्. That's why Vedanta has to be understood in levels. If the levels are not clear, one will be confused. Some time back it was said from this consciousness only all the five elements came. Now it is saying consciousness doesn't have five elements. If it does not have five elements, then from where did this come? When it was said that from consciousness only this appears, it was said in what context? If I am seeing the world, then the source of the world has to be consciousness only. When I understand that, okay, this is a finite realm and this is only an appearance, this is illusory, this is not the truth, and when I want to know the truth, then I am withdrawing my attention from the world. In that state, when one is completely absorbed, there is no five elements. In our day-to-day life also that we experience or not. This whole world appears so real to us. But when we go to dream state, this is not there. Dream world is there. Then you go to deep sleep state, then this dream world also not there. There's no prapancha only. None of the worlds exist, neither the waking nor the dream. Peacefully one is sleeping. Then again one wakes up. Why? Some karmic reason. One will wake up. Then again come into dream, into waking world. Again perceive the whole thing. So when one is withdrawing, then one doesn't experience the world. Here one is absorbed the mind in the self. So in pure consciousness by itself, there is no trace of five elements because they are jadavastu, they are finite, they are changing, perishing, all that. So here is the sequence in which these five elements are given. There also it was in a sequence from subtler to the simplest, meaning subtler to the grossest. Sorry. Kham, Vayuhu, Jyoti, Apaha, Prithvi. So space, air, fire, water, earth. Here it is ulta. Bhumi, Rapo, Vanni, Anila, Ambara. From grossest to subtlest. So what is the meaning of gross and subtle? We have seen earlier that grosser one is lesser pervasive, subtler one is more pervasive. So earth is the grossest. Subtler than this earth is fire, more pervasive. Subtler than fire is water. Subtler than water, air. Like that it will go. Sorry, earth and then water, then fire, then air, then space. Each one, the previous one is the subtler, the next one is the grosser. In form, it is limited, grosser. And another point is grosser is that which has maximum properties, subtler is one which has lesser properties. So earth has all the five. So one can see, hear, taste, smell, touch, earth. Fire has only four properties. One can see, hear, taste. One can see, hear, touch. Water. So one can see, hear, taste, touch. Smell is not there. Like that. Space. One can't see, hear, taste, smell, touch. Subtlest, beyond sensory perception is space. So these are properties of elements and they go through changes. They are Jadavastu by itself. They become the material cause of the universe. If I see the universe, they are the material cause. If I withdraw from the universe, they don't exist. So he says, Na bhumi rapo na cha vanni rasti, na cha anilo mesti, na cha ambaram cha. So bhumi is the earth, apaha is water, vanni is fire, then anila is this air, and then ambaram is space. None of these exist in me. Even in the Nirvana Shatkam, the first shloka will say that. Mano buddhi hankara chittani naham nacha shrota jihve nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayuhu. There fire not covered, but fire implied. Vyoma bhumir tejo vayu only said. But there five are implied. So negation. So what does this mean? The five elements don't exist in me, meaning I am that which has no duality. The whole world is made of these five elements only. And Maya, Brahman plus Maya becomes Ishvara, and Maya from Maya from this Maya and Ishvara only, these five elements will come out. They appear. They are an appearance only. They are not separate from it. So if I see the world, I should see it as appearance of consciousness. When I withdraw from the world and say there is no prapancha, there is no world, no five elements, nothing. With that attitude, one sits for nididhyasana that world does not exist, Brahman alone is, and I am trying to realize that my nature is that Brahman. So, nachani lomesti nachambaram cha. What will happen with this? Evam viditva. This evam viditva paramatma rupam. All these verses which are given, when one contemplates on all these different mantras which are there, one will come to realize Paramatma Rupam. Now, please remember here this Viditva is given here. Having known, one will realize through this knowledge only that, Arey, I am Brahman. I am always I am Brahman. I never became this Jivatma. So, Vedanta does not even accept bondage actually. Interesting is na Vedanta, very interesting. Last time we discussed that if somebody says that Vedanta believe in rebirth, Mahatma says we don't believe in this birth only. There is rebirth. That is in a context, please remember. It is not that Vedanta doesn't believe in rebirth. If I am identified with the body and the jiva, then as we said, there is rebirth. There is no doubt. But if I don't identify with the body, there is no rebirth. Why? Because there is no birth only. So it's interesting, na? It is, if you actually want to answer that question, does Vedanta believe in rebirth? Vedanta believes in rebirth also and doesn't believe also. Why? Because if identified with the jiva, then there is rebirth. Not identified with the jiva, then there is no birth only. Appears contradictory. No? It believes in rebirth also and it does not believe in this birth also. If you want to confuse somebody nicely, tell them. What is Vedanta? It is that science which believes, it is that science which does not believe in this birth, but it believes in rebirth. Huh? Fully confuse that person with this birth only is not there, then who is going to be reborn? That is consciousness level. This birth is not there. But if you identify with the jiva level, then of course there is rebirth. So, when one says viditva, evam viditva, there is only knowing. No amount of karma will make us liberated. That was said earlier, na karma, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyage naike, only through tyaga. Tyaga of all the false identification. When one does, then I will come to realize that I am only the Paramatma. Again, I does not mean Jiva. And so Vedanta does not accept Bandhan. So there is no question of Mukti. And there is absolutely no question of Atma merging with Paramatma. Where is merging? Because there is no emerging. What has emerged only will go back. Na? No, Swamiji. Emerging happened, no. Etasmat jayate prana mano kham mano buddhi revacha. Ahankar iti amme bhinna prakriti rashtadha, like that it will be said. And Gita also, the Upanishad also said. That is not emerging in the sense that it has actually come out separated. You emerge from your house. So house is left behind, you emerge out of it. A plant emerges or a flower emerges from the whatever that bud. But the point is that emerging is only because you and I are seeing the world and we want to ask the question from where this came. So it will be said, okay, consciousness is that from where all this came. You also came from there. Now you have to go back to that. At one level it is said, there is no Atma becoming one with Paramatma. Because Atma never separated. It did not become 10,000 parts that each part now has to go. This Amsha and Amshi is at a lower level. By lower level, I mean at a level of a jiva. The sun appears in 10,000 pots of water. What does that mean? Sun has become 10,000. It's only reflection, it's just a pratibimba. Bimba is different from pratibimba. Bimba is one, pratibimba can be countless. And when the pot is broken, what happens to that pratibimba? What happens to that reflection? It will merge with the sun. What it will merge with the sun? There is no emergence at all. The sun is sun, that's all. Full stop. So one realizes there is no merging, emerging. If one is hoping that by and I die, Swamiji, meri atma Paramatma mein mil jani chahiye, all that is out of ignorance, one says. Definitely, it is better than thinking that I am this body and there is no Janma, Punarjanma, and there is no Atma, and living an absolutely indulgent life, wasting away the opportunity of human life. It's definitely better than that to believe that no, no, there is Atma, I am that Atma, and my goal is to merge with Paramatma. But when one comes to study Vedanta, then one says, no, I am not this Atma, this body at all. I am not the Jiva at all. I am infinite consciousness, and in that infinite consciousness, there is no merging, emerging. So, evam viditva paramatma rupam. One will come to know this supreme truth when one drops all the false notions. Evam viditva paramatma rupam. And where will one realize this? Up there, somewhere in heaven, after death? No, guha shayam. Guha, in the cave. Oh, in the cave. Which cave? Where? The heart. Guha here means heart. Hridaya kuhara madhye kevalam brahma matram aham aham iti sakshad atma rupena bhati. What a beautiful line. Ramana Maharshi said that. Hridaya kuhara madhye, in the cave of the heart, meaning where the center of my personality, the core of my personality, where one feels aham, 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 aham aham iti sakshad. Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. Brahma alone is there, appearing as Atma. Aham Aham means Atma. Aham Aham iti Sakshad Atma Rupena Bhati. What is shining there as I is that infinite consciousness, is Brahman only. So Guha Shayam, in my heart is that infinite consciousness. Aham Brahma Asmi. Guha Shayam. So I don't have to search anywhere, I don't have to go anywhere. Liberation is not after death. Liberation is while living, to realize there is no bondage. While living, to realize I am not the BMI. While living, to realize I am indestructible. I am partless. I am beyond five elements. Here and now. Mukti is immediate. There is nothing more faster than Mukti. But one thinks it will take long time. I have to become Jiva, has to become Brahman. Atma has to merge with Paramatma. I am impure, I am not ready for it yet. All that mind will play its own tricks. And yes, at one level, when the identification is strong, then one has to take cognizance of the fact that this is what is my situation as of now, because identification is strong. So then sadhana should be done to drop those identifications. But when one comes to this contemplation, then guha shayam, it is here and now. Nishkalam, it does not have any parts. And Advitiyam, it is non-dual. There is no duality in that. So the truth itself is indicated as a negating pointer. If you negate all the duality, this first two lines are indicative of duality, meaning the five elements create the duality. Negating first two lines, negating those five elements, of course that is non-duality, but by itself if you say the five elements, that is duality, and the highest state is Advitiyam, no duality there. You know, interesting is because there is non-duality, which is our nature, Ego also wants to be non-dual in that sense. Why? When we see that somebody wants more and more and more and more power and wants to be the one who is the most powerful and there's nobody like him, and unique identity one wants to have, it is a small expression of this non-dual nature of ours, just that it is in wrong direction. The sole kingpin of everything, what one, whichever profession one is or whatever one, monopoly one wants, and everything is controlled by oneself. Ego wants that. It will apply anywhere, in a family, in a company, anywhere. One wants my control. What I say must happen. People should listen to me. Nobody should challenge what I say. That type of a dictatorial approach. Why it is coming? Because our true nature actually is non-duality, absolute truth, where there is nothing. But I don't know that. And then it is applied in a wrong way, and then it creates unnecessary destruction for everyone. So, Advitiyam, I am non-dual, no duality, no Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, no uh, experiencer, experienced, and the experience. Waking, dream, deep sleep, body, mind, intellect, all these don't exist there. Advitiyam, Brahman alone am I. So that all these pointers are beautiful. In one way, this is the Phalashruti, this evam viditva paramatma rupam guhashayam nishkalam advitiyam samasta sakshim, witness of everything. Earlier also it had come that chinmatroham sadashivaha. In that Trishudhamasa yad bhogyam bhokta bhogascha yad bhavet tebhyo vilakshana sakshi. Sakshi is apart from the Triputi, experiencer, experience, and the experience. Separate. So samasta sakshim, sakshi of everything, inside, outside, everything. Uninvolved, unaffected observer is consciousness. So samasta sakshim. As long as there is something to witness, it is a witness. When there is nothing to witness, it will drop witnesshood also. Sadasad vihinam. So sad and asat have different meanings in this context here. Literal meaning is sat is truth and asat is untruth. I mean real and unreal, sorry. But then one will get confused saying, Acha, but I thought truth was sat. Opposed to that is asat. So truth is real, which doesn't change in 3 periods of time, and asat is that which is unreal, which does not exist in 3 periods of time. Now it is said here, I am that which is beyond sat and asat. So we have to know that sat and asat, they are also concepts. Finally, using a certain concept, that which is existing in 3 periods of time is pure existence, is sat. Beyond all change, form, etc., all that doesn't belong to consciousness. Consciousness is pure sat alone. Existence, without which nothing exists. Trikala abhasita vastu is sat. Now that is a concept of the buddhi to understand कि its consciousness is existence, it will never become non-existent, and I am that existence. I am not this form. I am that because of which the form exists. So the identity shift has to happen. It is for that purpose a concept is used. But the word and the concept is not the truth. Even in our day-to-day life, we see that or not. Somebody says that I love you so much. Okay, so if somebody says I love you so much, the word that they are using is only to convey what they are feeling, but the word can't actually communicate fully what they are feeling. One will get some glimpse, some idea, and one will feel, oh, so nice, this person loves me. One has rejected the word, one has rejected the meaning of the word, one has taken what that word indicates, that sentence indicates. Oh, that person loves me. I feel so happy and loved. So one has to go beyond concepts of existence and non-existence, both, because existence and non-existence, they are opposed to each other and they are intellectual concepts. All concepts are to be dropped. Concept free awareness is consciousness. Now, here, that is what is said, sad asad vihinam, meaning in this truth there is no concept. Even the word truth we are saying, consciousness we are saying, all those are concepts only. What it indicates, that in that there is no word, there is no language, there is no concept, nothing. It is pure by itself. Samasta saksham sadasad vihinam. Sad and asad also in this context means that which is manifest and unmanifest. So sat means all that which is gross, which is manifest, which means the gross body, subtle body. And asat here means that which is unmanifest. And that is vasanas and ignorance, the causal body. So beyond gross and subtle body is consciousness, which is sat. In this context, sat here is gross and subtle body. And beyond causal body is asat. Asat is causal body in this context. Please don't confuse the meanings. There are two different meanings. Sat as existence, then asat non-existent. Sat as manifest, then that is whatever I see manifest in the world outside as well as this BMI is Sat. And what is Asat in this context is what is unmanifest, so the Vasanas and ignorance. Truth is beyond Sat and Asat, meaning beyond the manifest and the unmanifest. Sadasat Vihinam. Vihinam literally means absent, it is not there in the truth. Whoever knows this, evam viditva paramatma rupam guhashayam nishkalam advitiyam samasta sakshim sadasad vihinam. What happens to that person? Prayati shuddham paramatma rupam. Prayati means one discovers, one attains. See, literally, preta also is like that. Prakarshena eti, who has gone quickly, who has departed basically. That is the meaning of the word preta, is one who has departed. From where? From this gross body, one has departed to the next destination. One gets scared. Oh, pret, pret, pret. It is only departed soul. A disembodied, meaning this body has been dropped. One will be in a subtle form, astral body one will take. Then according to the karma, so the astral body is called pret sharir. Then one will take as per karma whatever one has to, whichever loka, whichever body, one will take and go. So prayati literally means go. In here, what does that mean? One attains. What will one attain? Shuddham Paramatma Rupam, pure awareness and the supreme state of Paramatma. Again, I'm saying there is no Atma Paramatma Milan. Only one will discover there is infinite truth alone. I am that. So this is the Phalashruti, that having known this truth, one will become this truth. One will attain, discover, whatever word we use. Now, actually here the Kaivalya Upanishad ends, because Phalashruti also has been given from Vedantic standpoint. But we also see, so at the end you see iti prathama khandaha. Now we also see there is one more little portion here, which is again another Phalashruti which is added to this, that not every seeker is subtle enough to do only Nididhyasan and then experience this result. You know, Gurudev has written very beautifully here that there is no second part as such, but at the close of this Upanishad we find two more mantras numbered by us as PP1 and PP2, which are again psychological encouragements provided for students who, even after intellectually appreciating the Kaivalya Upanishad, are hesitant to live the philosophy and get the experience. Why is the person hesitant? Because of one's own baggage of the past. So he says this hesitation is generally because of the self consciousness of one's own moral defects or due to the memories of one's own perpetuated crimes of calculated villainy done during moments of blinding passions. Students who have hesitation in themselves must be helped to redeem themselves from such self persecutions. And hence we have the following. Just the chanting of Kaivalya Upanishad, what it can do, this is the Phalashruti of that. And not only, of course, the beginning step is chanting, then slowly one will have the desire to study it, then one will know the meaning, and then one will live it. But even the chanting is powerful, and even a few points one takes and starts living, one's life will change, and lot of past karmas which have been which are preventing a person from living the higher way of life will get destroyed. So that is said here now. यः शतरुद्रमधीते सो अग्निपूतो भवति सुरापानात् पूतो भवति ब्रह्महत्यात् पूतो भवति कृत्य अकृत्यात् पूतो भवति तस्माद् विमुक्तम् आश्रितो तस्मादविमुक्तम् आश्रितो भवति अत्याश्रमी सर्वदा सकृद्वा जपेत्. So Shatarudriyam. What is Shatarudriyam? Shatarudriyam is Rudram Chamakam. Rudram actually, Chamakam also we chant with it, which is in the Yajurveda. And Shivji is Abhisheka Priya, and when Abhisheka is done, then the Rudram is chanted. The Bhaktas of Shivji. So if you see here, a lot of pointers have indicated about Shivji in the form and his formless nature, both. So the devotees of Bhagavan Shiva. So though it is indicating Shiva, it can apply to any other devotee also. Upanishad goes beyond all forms. But because you see there is some trace of Shivji, here the Shatarudriyam has been mentioned. That Yaha Shatarudriyam Adhite, whoever chants, studies the Shatarudriyam, what is the punya of chanting Rudram? Rudram is difficult to chant. Many people may not even know that. Some people learn devotees and they put in that effort and learn, and it's not that it's impossible and all that, but some people find it difficult to chant and learn. And so the punya that one attains by chanting Rudram, Bhagwan's anugrah also one will invoke, one will experience some benefits out of chanting, and then if chanting is done for a specific purpose, then that desire is fulfilled, all that. So whatever is the benefit of 100 such Rudra Abhisheks and Rudram chantings. Shatarudriya is two meanings. Now, one is Shatarudriya means this Rudram portion. Because 100 plus names are mentioned and then Namaha Namaha it will come. Uh, Another meaning is you chant that 100 times also. So whatever is the benefit of this Shatarudriya chanting, it will purify the mind. That benefit one will get when one chants Kaivalya Upanishad. And that's why the chanting of Kaivalya Upanishad by itself is very, very beneficial, meritorious. And what will it do? Not only it will benefit us, punya it will give, but papa it will destroy. What papa it will destroy? So Agni Puto Bhavati is that person who chants this, studies this, will be purified as though by fire. So sometimes some ghor karmas which one has done, Brahmahatya dosh, etc., when one gets, then one has to do this prayaschitta, where one will put the fire, Panchagni, fire will be there all around, and one is sitting in between that fire, and there is sun on the top. And for some time, one has to be like that and do some sadhanas to purify the mind and do the atonement and the repentance. That atonement and repentance will happen just by chanting this portion. From the Vedic standpoint, scriptural standpoint, drinking alcohol also gives Brahmahatya dosh. Today it is normalized so much, but the scriptures are clear, and uh, people think that, oh, this is so puritanical and this is so traditional, and I don't believe all this. That is your choice. I'm just saying what the Shastra says very clearly, that drinking alcohol is equal to Brahmahatya dosh. It is equal to killing a cow, sleeping with the husband, with the wife of a guru, killing a brahmana. It comes in that category. Surapan. Again, for the seeker who wants to realize the truth. Even for others, the result will, the karma phala will come of that. But if one has not had vairagya, many times one goes through all that, then one says, "Arey, kuch hi nahi hai isme," and then one gets out of it. But till whatever karma has been created, that karma phala will have to be experienced or not. So to everybody, that way it will apply. And if one becomes aware of it, why engage in it? And how much domestic violence happens, how much one becomes unconscious, does things which one will regret, plus physically not good for the body. Enough and more harmful effects of alcohol are there: liver cirrhosis and obesity and heart disease, and how many things are connected to that. But people are still drinking, and more it is becoming normalized. So even if one has indulged in that Brahmatya dosha of even that Surapan, he says Surapanat puto bhavati, Brahmahatyat puto bhavati, Kritya akrityat puto bhavati. Whatever one has uh, errors of commission and omission. Kritya means while doing something I have not done appropriately. Some mistake has happened in performance. Many possibilities are there in that. And something that I'm supposed to do, now I have not done that, akritya. What is my duty? I didn't do. Now that also creates pratyavaya dosha. Not doing what is supposed to be done, that is error of omission. So both error of omission and commission, whatever errors are rising out of it in our daily life as well as even in our rituals, wherever. Kritya akrityat puto bhavati. One will be purified of that also. Tasmad avimuktam ashrito bhavati, and hence that person will be able to then take refuge of Shiva. Bhagwan Shiva is called Avimukta, and Kashi is called Avimukta Kshetra. Bhagwan Shiva never leaves Kashi. Favorite city of Bhagwan Shiva is Kashi. Acha, then he stays on Kailas, but he stays in Kailas also, but he is there in Kashi also full time. And when this physical Kailash also merges, when during Pralaya Kal, Kashi is held upon the Trishul of Shivji is what the Puranas they say. So he never leaves Kashi. And not only he doesn't leave Kashi, he stays there to give mukti to all the jivas. Kashi Maranat Mukti. So Kashi is called Avimukta Kshetra. But here it is that Shivji himself is called Avimukta. Why? Is a fabulous meaning. Shivji never leaves us. That he is Avimukta. You may leave Shivji in that sense that I don't believe in God, I don't believe in truth, I don't believe in consciousness, all that. Shivji never leaves. That's Avimukta. See, Gurudev has given such a nice meaning here. Avimukta means one who never leaves the truth and consciousness. So we don't, the seeker who comes to realize oneness will never leave truth and consciousness. Even in the state of delusion, the truth and consciousness never leaves us. So either ways it applies. To Bhagwan also it applies, to Jiva also it applies, Bhakta. Thus the term Avimukta denotes Lord Shiva, and it is a common epithet known very widely in the Shastra literature, meaning that one who never leave you, even though you leave him. You leave him meaning we also can't leave him. Our true nature, how can we leave? But appears as though we have left him, ignoring him, not paying attention, not believing. And he gives a nice example. Mud is avimukta in the pot, meaning mud can never leave the pot. If mud leaves the pot, pot does not exist. That way. Consciousness divine is avimukta in the individuality, in us the jiva. The reflection has no existence apart from its object. So one will become one. Purified, one will be able to take refuge of Shiva, meaning one will drop all false identification, come to realize oneness with Shiva. Avimuktam ashrito bhavati. Then last line is an instruction. Atyashrami sarvada sakridva japet. A person who is a sannyasi, atyashrami word had come earlier also. One who is a sannyasi must chant this at all times and at least once in a day. Sarvada sakridva japet. Either you chant all the times, then to obviously then it is meaning you revel in that state. It's not only question of chanting. Chanting also is important, but you revel in that state. Ki I am Brahman, I am consciousness, I am not this body, I am not the jiva. Sarvada sakridva japet. Japet here doesn't mean ki start doing japa of this. Japet here means repetition in such a way that one will abide in that state. Sannyasi has to abide in that state of awareness. That's the only duty sannyasi has actually, to live as Brahman, atha para brahmatmana sthiyata. So that was PP1, and the PP2 is, what is the result of this? Anena jnanam apnoti samsararnava nashanam tasmadevam viditvainam kaivalyam phalamashnute kaivalyam phalamashnuta iti. Anena jnanam apnoti. Through this, one will attain that realization. What? Through this chanting, one will purify the mind, one will be able to abide as consciousness and continuously living with that identification and consciousness. Intuitively, one will realize jnanam apnoti. In that, what will happen? Samsara arnava nashanam. One will be freed from this realm of finitude and change. Samyak saratiti samsara. That which slips continuously is samsara. That realm of change will just disappear. So all the sorrows born with that, associated with that, gone. Samsara arnava nashanam. Tasmadevam viditvainam. And having known this, meaning having experienced this highest state, Kaivalyam phalam ashnute. One attains the state of Kaivalya. Kaivalya sthiti means the state of non-dual Brahman. It is not a place to go and come back. Yad gatva na nivartante. It is that state realizing which there is no ignorance anymore. And twice it is said Kaivalyam phalam ashnuta iti, because that indicates the end of this Kaivalya Upanishad. So iti atharva vede Kaivalya Upanishad samapta. So that brings us to the end of this most beautiful Upanishad, a minor Upanishad. We will chant the first mantra again as a symbolic gesture that we will continue to study this. And as the Phalashruti said, we have to keep chanting it, remembering it, contemplating on it. Atha Ashvalayano Bhagavantam Parameshchinam Upasametya Uvacha. Thank you everyone for joining me in this sadhana. We offer this at the feet of Bhagwan. This is the longest ever I have taken Kaivalya Upanishad. Every time we have a few days, 5 days, 7 days, in that we have to complete. This over more than some 20-22 sessions we have taken, and I thoroughly enjoyed my reflection. You have been a part of this sadhana. So thank you very much, and we will offer this at the feet of Bhagwan. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु। ओम तत्सत् चिन्मयार्पणमस्तु। All the sessions, as you know, they are on the YouTube. Anytime anybody wants to refer to, you can always refer to them. If anybody wants to offer any Guru Dakshina, I will put up the link in the Kaivalya Upanishad group. And after maybe 2 3 days, the group we will dissolve. And when we start the new Upanishad, you can join back. Or we will see, we may continue that group. Whoever wants to continue in the new Upanishad, they can remain there. If you are not able to attend, you want to exit, you can exit. Okay, any questions for today? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.